We are finally here, and I hope we can be seen and we can be heard. And I'm gonna look up here if it will let me. Maybe I should just look up on the big screen in front of me if you can see me and if you can hear me. Please do say hello. And I know I already got some hellos that we cannot be seen. So please refresh your page and give me a hello. Phil and Shirley, refreshed page and shows today, February 18, and waiting for you to go live. Best wishes. That's already a good sign. And Phil and Shirley, yes, we can hear you and hearing you very well. Very well. It's the very things that I want to hear. You gotta, you gotta humor yourself out of this, right? Somehow, when you, for some reason, don't, uh, oops, don't get the page going properly. Okay, but we are good. We're good to go. So, what did the 12-year-old guru teach me this week? A lot of things. You'll be surprised how many things. I don't know where to start. And like I said, there are three things that I observe and put them together: development of children, uh, ancient knowledge, and the energy that I sense and see. And you put them all together, overlap them, cross them, do whatever you do, mold them, and comes out something quite amazing. And again, something quite amazing came out. I want to share it right now. And I actually called it my hate and love relationship, or no, love and hate relationship. Okay, with alternative reality. And I actually wrote a little article for that, but I had to ensure that it was accurate. So I sent it, the 12-year-old guru got it earlier today. And I received I actually asked, what do you think? And the answer was, it's accurate, LOL. So because since it's accurate, LOL, I hope I'm seen. Am I still seen? I have to check again because my screen changed somehow. Am I still there? Very good. Okay, Michelle, thank you. Yeah, so because it's accurate, I didn't want to, make it public before I was reassured that it was accurate. And I'm going to read it because it's something I could talk about for a long time. There is a picture attached to it, and I will show you the picture first. I will show the camera the picture. That's the picture, okay? Love and hate relationship, okay? And can you see it from here? Yeah. It says love hate relationship. Okay? So the love hate relationship goes as follows. Love hate relationship, life lessons from a 12-year-old guru. I'm having this love hate relationship with Miss B, a 12-year-old guru, running into walls as her face is in her phone. Being the best seems to be the thing for her right now. Miss B is slaving away and trying to get a better score than her two BFs, best friends. And I pause this to say, as we do one thing, so we do all things. Exact same determination of being the best with a little encouragement now makes her overcome the Netflix effect and actually dedicate some time to math and history. What she's doing while she is running into walls is playing this game thing. I forgot what it is, and I hope she's gonna one day let me know. It's kind of dash. I think it's called dash or something, but where you have to jump over dashes and go fast, fast, fast through little, hoops and to get through the obstacle course there, right? So I asked her about what makes the game so special. How would she determine if she likes it or not? First, she said others in school must be playing it as well. And therefore, being the best actually makes sense, right? Second, the game must be challenging, but not too challenging. I'm not sure if she actually used the word challenging or difficult or hard, that I don't remember. I realized, just like in a real life, we enjoy being just a bit challenged. But to have that trust in our own self, that in a reasonable time we will reach our goal, something's missing in my article, but so would be the game, right? To have that trust that no matter what, you will reach your goal, but it's just challenging enough to continue playing. Now, the iPhone games do not come with instructions. The only way to get ahead, pass through this level and to the next level, get to be challenged in the next level and a higher level, is to actually fail. You understand? There are no instructions in this game. The only way to get through the game is to fail. To fail as fast as possible, so you can learn not to make the same mistakes again. You see, the iPhone games are moving so fast that you can't just mentally remember the obstacles. You must play enough times that you actually develop some muscle memory. Actually, I call it embodiment. The journey, right, has to already be you. So you can reasonably keep up with the speed and maneuver through the next set of obstacles. It's not just memory. Now, that requires the trust in self, the determination to succeed, the resilience not to give up, the patience and the willingness to go into the unknown, being ready to fail as many times as it's necessary just to be the best or strive towards it in the game. This one simple game, creating countless of opportunities to give up, to fail, and rise again. If you ever seen how this game works, it's so fast. The finger eye, there's so many opportunities in the 3 minute or 2 minutes that she plays one level to fail, to rise, to have hope, and to try again, and again, and again. So my question was, can this game help Miss B, a 12-year-old guru, in developing her emotional intelligence? Could any other real-life experiences be so frequent to challenge her self-identity? You see, many. Can these kind of alternative reality experiences actually speed up development, as if living many lifetimes in one? Or am I simply justifying it and comforting myself with, as we do one thing, so we do all things? Oh, and one more thing. Yesterday, we had to stand in line at a very popular sushi place. They said it could take 30 to 45 minutes naturally. Miss B, the 12-year-old guru, was asked to finally put the phone away. To which she casually replied, "So, what am I supposed to do while waiting?" I really have a love-hate relationship with this magnificent alternative reality. That was my writing. With her permission, it's accurate, she said. You know how we tend to dismiss non-practical things, right? We tend to dismiss the journey that we took from here to there. Traffic, the struggle today with getting the program going. We may tend to dismiss it. But ultimately, if we pay attention, right? Throughout our entire day, we get countless opportunities to empower our self-confidence, to have hope, to show our resilience, to fail and get up again, to open a fresh page, right? To maybe even meet each moment as if we've never done this before. To meet each other as if we've never seen each other before. Which is the key to, and I'm going on a tangent a little bit, which is the key to relationship, a long-lasting relationship. The key to a long-lasting relationship is to meet each other every single moment as if we were brand new. Not, oh, I remember you've done this, or you've said that, and this is why. If we do that, we're done. As we do one thing, so we do all things. So life, per se, creates many opportunities. And life of the next generation, apparently, I don't see coincidences anywhere, right? The order of things is not coincidental. We have those little things here in front of us, not simply so we can have an easier life. I refuse to think that way. It's not to ease our life, because our life didn't become any easier. Our anxieties didn't become any less because we have technology or because we have light. And we didn't have light before, right? So we thought that, oh, if we only had light, we would have twice as much time to do things we couldn't do. If we had cars, we would have 10 times as much time to do things that we couldn't do. If we had computers, we would have 100 times as much time. If we could communicate at a distance, we could have 10 times as much. If we could work as a team from anywhere in the world, we could have 10 times as much time. We could own the world and be so relaxed and happy. If we didn't have to go hunting and fishing, and if we could have fruits and vegetables any time of the year, not only in the season, and any kind of fruit and vegetable, not only the ones that grow in the area that you're from, then we would be happiest people in the world. If you couldn't even have a chicken in our fridge every weekend, that would be a good start. Right? If you didn't have to line up for the basic things in life coming from the social ex-Soviet Union, right? Then we would have been the happiest people in the world. If you could have $5 in our pocket, or more than one dress in the closet, or at least 2 pairs of shoes so we can change them, we would be the happiest people in the world. But it doesn't happen like that, because happiness does not come from that. But happiness does come from getting better and better at racing through some dash game. It's so attractive that you wishing to spend your time standing in line while, you could communicate and talk about things and look around. And that is not as important as the game. You think it's a coincidence? Or maybe there's something in it. You think it's a pure childish addiction? Or maybe there's an actual thing here that we're missing. Maybe the children need those games to speed up their development. Because it creates an opportunity of many obstacles, many failures, many moments in which they have to regroup and push themselves to do it again, again, and again. Maybe there's something there, right? No. But unlike children, which their enthusiasm, hope, faith, I don't know if children can have faith. I think they have beliefs and hopes. Faith is something that we awaken as we become more and more aware of self as adults. I think the moment we have the option for faith, that's the moment we have become an adult. Because faith is something that you are willing to go towards because it's pulling you and not only being pushed by. And it's something that children, up until a certain age, have no true biological ability to experience. But apparently the evolution or process, the transformation from a child to an adult does not come on its own. The transformation between an embryo and an infant comes on its own. The transformation, it's many lifetimes. It's a different lifetime to be in the mother's womb. Completely different lifetime. Relatively to being an infant. Relatively to being a child, teenager, an adolescent. I don't know which order that goes in, what that exactly means, but it's completely different awareness. It's a completely different priorities. It's a completely different values. It's a completely different choices. And it's not type of choices that one could judge or argue. Those are real, important for that moment. Because the value of growing up is not about knowing everything, and it's not about understanding everything, and it's not about being able to do everything. The value of growing up is ultimately, to some degree, like that little iPhone game, right? That gives you obstacles so you can have the opportunity. But if you noticed in my presentation, in what I wrote, I talked about one of the two criteria of what makes a game important or valuable is one, everybody's playing it. So becoming better than your friends is a reason. In other words, you against them. Because it's survival. With all the respect. Loving competition. Against them, you have to be better. Show them so you can get respect from them. So you can feel that you have a worth, self-worth, because you are better than them. And the second, it has to be challenging enough, but not too challenging. Okay? In other words, that you can conceptualize that you can actually make it through this game. And win to some degree, right? At least your own self-respect. But like I said, at a certain point, evolutionary process requires you to take responsibility for your own growth. Because it has now the option of faith, not just hope and belief. It requires you to go into the unknown without any examples of success. Because you can't quantify it, you can't value it, you can't recognize it to be valuable. I know it's a little advanced, but so in other words, to play the game of life as an adult, you have to add something else. You have to add another game that will have the opportunity, will give you the opportunity to develop that identity first. Because I talked about the fact that if you take any adult, any self-aware adult, and you put them into a situation of an infant, that they cannot talk, they cannot walk, they cannot read, for even, I don't know how long it would take for us to break down the trauma of not being able to be like everyone else, or at least like you've been before. So we have an opportunity to play a little game. We call it meditation. When played right, it's transformative. And it allows us to actually choose to be guided in our journey. But we have to play that little game. And it's a cumulative effect. Drop by drop, day by day, we open a fresh page. We come into the game of meditation, of transformation, as if we've never done it before, with a little bit of an innocence of a child. But the difference is that in the beginning of this transformational game, we coming in, and I talk about we coming in as we are out there in our everyday life, so we begin our meditation. So we are here. And then eventually, as we are here in our meditative state, so we become out there, but not to mix the two. There's two completely different processes. Opposite at times. Because in one game, we win by differentiating ourselves. And another game we win by coming into every situation and asking the question, how can I make a difference here? Sometimes by doing something, and sometimes by not doing anything at all. Even though you can, even though you know how, even though it will make it maybe easier for you, and you will look much better. But the power of not doing and allowing the other person to do it on their own is the power of making a difference in somebody's life. It's a completely different reality, journey. And now in our game of meditation, in our game of transformation, we build that muscle of being able to have enough empathy to take ourselves into every situation and see it as brand new, and have the patience and have the empathy that we've developed in the game. But yet we're still trying to do it all in our everyday life, in our journey of life. It is impossible without extreme life and death situation, or at least a sense of that, as if you're losing yourself, right? That's when you feel as if you're losing yourself, only then you're being humbled to let go and transform. In our meditation, we get thousands and thousands of opportunities, just like Miss B, the 12-year-old girl, gets thousands and thousands of opportunities in her game for building her emotional intelligence. The only difference is, of course, that she's controlling the process, and at any moment she could stop. And if you cannot control, if it's not for self alone, this is why you cannot control, because it's not for self alone. Otherwise, you could control every situation, but it's not for you alone. There's other people, there's other needs, there's future, there's past to accommodate. And therefore, if it's not for self alone, faith is needed, not belief, not trust. It's a different level of confidence. It's a different level of freedom. I sent out a meditation just before the class today for everyone, and it's called Being Your Own Cheerleader. And today, being Family Day, I thought it was very appropriate, because during Family Day, we are, I guess, becoming more and more aware of the support that others may need from us, and the love they may need from us, the levels of empathy they may need for us. And to some degree, as with self, so with others. In other words, they want us to be their cheerleader, right? Even grown-ups, yeah? You've seen, I think it started with maybe football, right? American football. They're like 400-pound men. You need cheerleaders? Do you need young girls running around, young boys jumping in the air to cheer them? I guess they do, right? Everybody needs a cheerleader. And that meditation that I sent, of course, as with self, so with others, we begin by expanding our ability to become the best cheerleader we can be for our own selves. Without that, we cannot be. With all the right intentions, with all the right experience of life, and all the understanding in the world, you cannot be the cheerleader for your loved ones unless you are a cheerleader for yourself. And to the degree that you have developed that inside of you, to that degree you will be able to be there for them unconditionally. That's the principles of life. One, we talked about, as we do one thing, so we do all things. Second, as with self, so with others. No other way. You can't avoid this. There will never be something that will change this. And no matter how our technology will replace, the old pains and challenges with presenting to us new. Ultimately, the highest level of challenge will still remain up to us to resolve, no matter how advanced technology and science will ever get, and that is the relationship with self. Change your body 10 times over. Temporary solution. Live to 500 years. Temporary solution, because I feel sorry for those who have to live 500 years and not becoming their own best cheerleader. What kind of a misery would that be? So the game of transformation that we do, hopefully at least half an hour in a day, gives us an opportunity to fulfill what we already have inside of us, the true calling of being able to come in, contributing to every situation, being able to naturally start a fresh page every day, every moment, to be empowered by the challenges that we are given to actually seek the failures as fast as possible in everyday life. Failures, quote unquote, because failure seems to be a bad word, but it's only a bad word if you're attached to the outcomes. Did you hear me say that? It's only a bad word if you're attached to outcomes. Outcomes are temporary. I listed everything earlier, right? Of all those big, serious life challenges, outcomes that societies have overcome. Having food on the table, having clothing on their back, having shelter, having heat, having light, having somebody calculate for them, somebody remember for them, somebody know everything for them. Yet the true challenge is still unsolved. So we have an opportunity here today because we understand this and because we have the tools. Every day we're learning these tools, and I do my very best to every single day give you another angle, shine the light, on where it's at in your life, where it's at in our practice. But all I can do is shine the light, right? I hope to make my light stronger and stronger every day. So it will give you a greater opportunity to see. You in return help me shine that light by being here. Without you, I couldn't be here. Guaranteed. I wouldn't do it. So thank you for that. Let's play the game. Let the games begin. Right? Let's see what we can still be heard. I'm assuming that people can still see us at home. Marco. Hello, Marco. Thank you for being here today. So, any questions before we begin? Any comments? Did Miss B, the 12-year-old guru, did she inspire? Did she give us another perspective on where we're at and what we're doing and what options we have?
It's not easy to see the error. computer game, phone game, and life. Just because. Except for the moment when everybody's playing, so that's why I'm playing.
Right.
Taking that element away, just because it's just solo activity, it just somehow seems so different.
She's a child. For her, she needs to speed up for her development. And no, for an adult, that is not the way. And this is why we have a conflict. Because us playing that game 1,000 times over will not transform us. Evelina conveniently left. She needs that. Remember how it works?
Would that suggest that really the playing itself acts on our system in a way like a meditation? So
for them.
For them, okay. So I don't know.
For them.
Unjustly.
Right. You're superimposing yourself on a 12-year-old guru. No. You're at least a 30-year-old guru by now.
Okay, so we sometimes run neurogenesis and things like that.
Right.
Are we talking about that?
Of course, neurogenesis is part of the process, but neurogenesis does not happen unless you're in the meditative, transformational game. Or you are faced with a life and death situation in which you have no choice but to let go of everything you know, let go of everything that you want to control, let go of everything that you think you can do, and the force that pushed you into it will allow new quality of energy to be experienced. Now, if it did not humble you, and I'll give an image, right? Because we like imagination is our strongest thing in life, right? I'll give an image. If a lightning strikes you and you get up and you're angry at God, it did not work. For you, it will have to strike you again. You know how they say lightning never strikes in the same place twice, right? In this case, it would have to.
So doesn't the habits, the pattern, the sort of brain patterns,
Yes.
they're not as valuable as maybe just the experience of sort of growth in that.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying that there is a value to opening a fresh page every time, yeah. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter how genetically gifted you are, because it's not yours. You're a little bit like mommy, a little bit like daddy, a little bit like grandpa, a little bit like your aunt. Now what do you do with it? That was completed when you matured. Now what? Now we're building you. Now you have an opportunity to be a co-creator. We talk about innocence through awareness. Innocence through awareness is a form of being humble. Right? So it doesn't matter how far you've reached. It doesn't matter what's around you. It doesn't matter, because it's all about, this is the ground. This is the reality. Another principle of our practice. As I am, as it is right now. That's it. Once you accept as I am as it is right now, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Now, there's that next mountain in front of you. I have one mountain in front of me. You have another, you have another, you have another. It doesn't matter what level the mountain is at. What matters is still the same opportunity. It's the same opportunity for everybody. This is why we are equal. Because we all have to face our own self. Exactly as I am, as you are right now. Every day, a new self, as I am, as you are right now. A beautiful system. I couldn't figure out how to make it any better. In the image, the most perfect, flexible, organic, timeless, unlimited, uncontained, has both the left and the right, and the up and the down, the back and the front, the past and the future. Has the unity and the separation, has the collective and the one, has everything in it. All the game pieces are there. The 12-year-old guru is studying her math. She's committed. Thank you. Of course. Did we answer the question? Or did I go too global and not?
I think when you said that opening a fresh page is what it's about, and maybe I didn't recognize it as such. And every time, one moment where you have to fail in order to learn. Maybe that's when you start again. So is that?
Well, and this is, again, I'll repeat what I've maybe haven't been so clear about. We're trying to superimpose ourselves on a 12-year-old girl who's playing a game. She needs it. We don't. She's developing from the inside out. And that's part of the evolution of a child. For us to develop from the inside out, we have to play a different game. We have to choose that moment, or we will be trying to open a fresh page in our life. That's not what I'm saying. Remember I said, as you are out there, so you are here. That's how we start. Then we build ourselves to a point where we're so much in control of our neurogenesis that we make it more and more evident that as we are here, so we are out there. We're still wanting to relate to life from the first two stages. Of energy. First stage of energy. What is it? Anybody remembers? You know what I'm talking about, right? What is it? Entitlement. Thank you. We're trying to. Because that was the time in which we were as close in heaven as we could have been. Because everyone's responsibility, even strangers on the street, was to protect us. Then we moved into a state of evolutionary development, which we call deserving, in which we've been taught and we recognize that you give some, you get some. Right? It's only fair. And that's where we're stuck, in those two. When we're completely unconscious of our own reactive state, then we are in entitlement. When we begin being conscious, we're in deserving state. And we are ready, because in those two states, we still feel betrayed by our past, betrayed by those who are close to us, betrayed by our own selves. At some point, we deny it, we justify it, we survive the best we can. We numb ourselves just to make it through the day. But the truth is deeper than that, and eventually we don't know why things happen. The body starts suffering, the emotions, the mental state, depending on our predisposition. But we have an opportunity. Those situations that happen in our body, in our mind, in our emotions are nothing but the attempts of our inner system to go, whew, lightning strikes. And then suddenly we have a chance, because it forced us to pay attention. Brings us back, reboot to some degree. Gives that option, at least, in which we can either continue like we have before, because for about 5 minutes we're humbled, and then we forget. Those 5 minutes, I hope you will find a way here. In those 5 minutes that you're humbled by life, I hope that you will somehow find a way, here I mean into a place in where you can start transformation. Because then you're in control of what happens after. More in control. It's not black and white. More in control with every day. More and more in control of what happens in your life. So the next stage, what is it? Anyone remembers What's the third stage? First is entitlement. Second is deserving. What's the third stage? Being worthy. Being worthy, there's no exchange to it. Being worthy is doing the right thing when no one is looking. Because of the contract that you have with yourself, because of the respect that you've gained for yourself, not for others, not for any other reason, but there's that deeper awakening of, the word is matspun. I don't remember what it is in English. Where's Peter when you need him? Conscience. Conscience, all of us have inside. When we stop justifying, when we stop blaming, when we stop numbing, there is that seed deep inside that will guide us. All of us have it. It's human. That's the pilot light of our higher self, conscience. That needs to override societal pressure, needs to override our fear, our doubt, our shame, our guilt, needs to override all of that. Conscience needs to be the light that guides us. And that is the light that's awakening. And that is more evident in those people who we, even if we've never had any direct association with them, we would point to them and say they are worthy of our trust, they are worthy of our respect. Not because they gave us something or because we've somehow had any association with them, but because we sense their unconditional
They come from faith.
They're empowered through their sacrifice, not depleted by their sacrifice. And yes, it's all the same. Remember the formula of success. At the top line, there's faith. At the bottom, there's fear. That's the freedom. At the top, there is inspired by a dream, by something guiding you, and the bottom inspired by pain. That's freedom, that's will, right? Will. Inspired intention, will. Empowered by guidance or empowered by pain. What empowers you today? Let's be honest. What's empowering you today? Right. It's a good opportunity. It's a window that's been opened to you. Let's practice, right? Energy. Remember, success equals energy times will times freedom. Freedom, faith, fear, will, inspired, being guided, inspired by our dream or inspired by pain, right? Inspired intention, it's will. And then another component is energy, horizontal energy at the bottom, pure horizontal, at the top, pure vertical. Success is determined no matter what kind of success it is that you are after. At the bottom, along with fear, along with pain, there's instant gratification. At the top, along with vertical energy, along with guided by a dream, along with faith, it's constant gratification. Constant gratification is when you actually have the opportunity to work, to be empowered by every single challenge that life presents. Constant gratification, no matter how big the challenge is, no matter how big the sacrifice is, you're empowered by it. No matter how big of a windfall, you did not lose your matzpun. I forget the word. What is it? Your, what is it?
Consciousness?
Conscious. Not consciousness. Different. You're conscious. Conscience. Conscience. Right? So no matter how successful you've become, you didn't go blind. No matter how difficult life is, you didn't throw your weapon. That's constant gratification. That's a place that we all want to be in. That's the journey of life. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see where we are inside. Let's stand up, please. We'll take 2 minutes for everyone to get themselves together. And we can start from a standing posture. If you're ready, feet at the width of your shoulders, hands and arms to your side. And just listen to your body. Just listen to your body. And as always, we begin every single meditation by opening a fresh page. As if we've never done this before. As if we've never done this before. It's not easy to let go. That's it. Listen to your body. Pay mental attention to your hands and wrists. Very good. And we talk about innocence, and one of the maybe best qualities of innocence is to truly recognize that there is nothing you can do that will be wrong right now. You can't do no wrong in this moment. Imagine you can do no wrong. Trust it. Beautiful. Always remember, once we pay attention to our hands and wrists, we free our arms. Simply free them. Let them surprise you. And then you free your head and your neck, because that's that state, that's that shift between worthy, when we're worthy, when we're looking, we don't have to hold our neck high. We just have to let it go, let it be. That's a state in which it's flexible, elastic. Neuroplasticity and elasticity of the body is very similar energy. One of the things we find that as we begin practice of transformation, we find that we are extremely flexible. We become much more flexible than we've ever been before, naturally. Not because we've made some stretches to be flexible, but because flexibility actually comes first. And you notice how that flexibility also expresses in your acceptance of yourself, in your acceptance of others, in your relationship, in your openness for the new, in your ability to be empowered by the old. It's a flexibility, it's an elasticity of the mind and the body. It's not coincidental. Everybody receives it the moment you practice. Stiffness is the opposite, right? Stress, fear, stiffens. As we move up towards faith, everything in our body, organ systems, cells, spine, outlook, expectations, they all become fluid, more elastic. Very good. And use this moment right now to accept as you are, as it is right now. Just accepting this. Nothing else. Just accepting this principle as I am, as it is right now. And feel it in your body. What does it feel like to accept it? Not what do I think of it. What does it feel like to accept it? There we go. Now you're feeling it. Thank you. The cheerleading team cheers louder when the team is not doing well. You didn't see that coming. Beautiful. And the beauty of being a 12-year-old guru is that you're naturally humbled, not knowing how much inspiration you've given right now, to a small group or a bigger group, those who are listening to this here in the room, those who are at home, those who will watch it and listen to it later. And it will never go to her head. But I'm grateful to her for showing me and for showing you, and hopefully as a story, it may never be forgotten. As we talk about flexibility of the mind, of the body, elasticity, let's free every single joint in our body. Consciously free it. Every single joint. Like a rag doll. Relax into the moment, into the posture. I'm going to raise the energy a little higher. Notice the change. Beautiful. Even more freedom. There. Trust your body. Ultimate success, a state of constant gratification. It means that in the most challenging moments, we're empowered. It means that in the most rewarding moments, we still don't lose ourselves. Our conscience is still pure. There we go. I'm going to raise the energy a little bit higher. Very good. Even more freedom. Very good. Even more freedom. Ask yourself the question, in this moment, as you are, as it is right now, as you open a fresh page, as you meet yourself like you've never met yourself before, as you recognize there's nothing you can do which would be wrong, no wrong. Are you ready to go towards something? Ask yourself that question. Or is there still that which you're going towards, is it still rationalized? In this moment, right here, right now, not in your life. That's the difference. In your life, it's rationalized. Here, right now, in this safe place, with this energy, with new energy that you receive, that we are giving birth to, with choosing to let go of control and being empowered by it, right here, right now. Are you willing to be guided? Not in your life, here, in this meditation, in this moment, as you are, as it is right now, and see what that guidance is. Let your body guide you. Let it surprise you. Now you're embodying this. More freedom. I'm going to raise the energy a little bit higher. Beautiful. Free your breath. Beautiful. This is our opportunity. Right now, fresh page again, as if you've never done it before. Fresh page. Returning it right now. Better. Beautiful. Notice how much more freedom you're having right now. Let it guide you. Excellent. 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 More. 2 minutes we have. Let's put all the freedom we could gather into these 2 minutes, as if you've never done this before. The limbs are free, the joints are free, the breathing is free. You can do no wrong. As if it's your first time. All the way, all the way, all the way. Trust it, trust it. Free breathing. That's it, that's it. Feel every joint of the body as it's readjusting. All the way, all the way. Using gravity all the way. That's it, that's it. 1 more minute. That's it, more freedom. Just like that. "20 seconds. Relax into the direction the body is taking. All the way. All the way. Feel it. Feel the discomfort. Feel the freedom to go unconditionally. Constant gratification, no restriction, no limitation. Sound it if you have to. "10 seconds. 4, 3. We have 10 bonus seconds after that. 2, 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Take your time. As soon as you're ready, you can open your eyes. Very good. Beautiful. Notice as soon as you open your eyes, the energy is even a little bit more real. Body's continuing to self-regulate. Excellent. I always ask myself a question, why I never set up our video towards this wall. Did you ever ask that question? Why nobody ever said, Eric, why don't you turn it around?
Yeah.
You know, we have a set here with flowers and everything instead of this wall behind us. I don't know. Maybe it's not as good. I don't know. Next time we try, yeah? How are we doing at home? What a beautiful world, yeah? Don't you feel that right now? I feel it. The world is just beautiful. Nothing can go wrong. We cheered for ourselves. We won, right? Taking just one small little step. How did they say? A small step, one small step for men, a huge step for humanity, yeah? How did it go? I'm paraphrasing. Do you know where it's from?
Neil Armstrong.
I think so, yeah. I'm there. No, Louis Armstrong, right?
No.
Even though I probably prefer Louis. You know my favorite song from Louis Armstrong?
Wonderful work.
Wonderful World. Second favorite. What a wonderful world. It's so beautiful. It's timeless. And the second one, you will never guess. Gone fishing. Put a sign upon my door. Huh? Yeah, you gotta. He's gone fishing. It's like, do whatever you want. You put a sign on his door, and that's it. So here we have it, yeah? What's the one word for today?
Scent of fresh smell of cucumbers. I don't know from where.
Cucumbers, okay, so the word is cucumbers. I mean, out of all things, my grandfather used to have, cucumbers rising. We used to put against the hothouse ceiling, and they climb. The cucumbers, they climb, and the scent of cucumbers.
Reading my mind during meditation.
Yeah.
I said I would eat carrots, celery, cucumbers.
The Belarusian cucumbers probably don't even compare to Polskie ogórki.
That's so funny.
They crunch. One word?
I don't like doing it with conscience.
Conscience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it's to be part of what motivates us.
Yes.
In terms of doing our best, not for the higher.
From the higher callings. Yeah.
Like even beyond what we can understand.
Yes. Yes.
So that's.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
someone felt it that to be almost like a new angle to look at a formula. It's the
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if I've shared this, but in the ancient language, conscience is matspun, which is M is 40, and Safon is north. So if you've ever wondered why they follow the North Star, all direction, all compasses, all maps facing north, I would assume that it's coming from that, because it's not only external journey, but it's also internal journey. And 40 north is conscience. 40 is transformative, right? I know. I have to live with this. This, you see, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a little 3 lines in between my eyes here, permanent. Because I'm like this all day. Oh my God. In realization, you know. It's true, if you pay attention, right there. 3 lines permanent. I can't even straighten them up. One word?
Trust.
Trust. Cucumber. Scent. It's associated, you know, from my youth, right? Back in the day, I grew up in those. So if there was a scent of cucumber, it would mean to me conscience and trust. 100%. You know, nostalgic senses, scent. A scent is more powerful than a sound. We talked about it in our 12 senses. Yeah. A word from home. Hi, Eric. Even though I felt. Right? It's basic, right? Yeah. Phil is saying, hi, Eric. Even though I felt heat and vibration in different parts of the body, the most I felt was emotional based. I felt an inner strength and confidence in the future. Felt lots of inspiration and faith. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's good. Can you read that again?
I will. I'll read Phil's again. Hi, Eric. Even though I felt heat and vibrations in different parts of the body, the most I felt was emotionally based. I felt an inner strength and confidence in the future. Felt lots of inspiration and faith. Thank you.
Please say thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Everyone here is gaining a little wrinkles between their eyes with very inspiring. Thank you. And notice.
Why are you laughing?
There comes a moment.
You have some kind of really secret connection.
Yeah. Shirley is saying, was aware of vibration in the center of my upper lip all during the presentation. Surprised as I closed my eyes that the vibration continued and remained during the meditation. Also intense, strong throbbing and heat in the lower jaw and upper neck. Deep tears released as humility was felt everywhere around me. Heart sensations kept getting stronger in connection with humility. Throbbing also strong in the right side, back of the head, discomfort appeared and disappeared in the right side of the chest, felt in constant connection with body and openness and willingness to be guided into the unknown. Very surprised, very, very humbled. Tears of joy remained throughout. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, on this note, thank you so much. And
Next time.
may the North Star lead you forever. And next time on the other side. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.